Rugby Australia and Israel Folau are meeting at the federal court to settle a dispute following the rugby player's termination earlier this year.
Joining us now is Patrick Murrell. Pat, the rugby authorities say that Folau's recent conduct reinforces their belief that they did the right thing.
That's right. Of course, Israel Folau has stirred controversy recently by claiming ongoing bushfires in New South Wales and Queensland were God's punishment for Australia legalising same-sex marriage. Rugby Australia says its ongoing commentary like this, as well as Folau's refusal to apologise and insistence that he'll continue to publish whatever he wants on social media, that reinforces their decision to terminate his contract as a player for Rugby Australia. CEO of Rugby Australia, Raylene Castle, made a brief statement on the way to mediation at the federal court here in Melbourne today. Here it is.
I want to start by thanking the rugby community for their enormous support during this situation with Israel Folau. We've had many messages and emails of support, and it is these messages from those within our community and the wider sports community that leaves us in no doubt that we are doing what's right. Israel's commentary subsequent to his termination have only reinforced this belief. Rugby Australia followed the process for our contracted athletes at the tribunal, found that Israel had a high-level breach of his code of conduct that warranted his contract be terminated. During that tribunal process, Israel admitted he had caused harm with his comments and stated that he would not curb his social media use and will post whatever he likes whenever he feels the need to share his views. Rugby Australia is confident in its legal position, but we come here today with a genuine desire to find a settlement that is sensible and reasonable so that we can return all our focus and resources to growing the game of rugby across Australia and ensuring that all young boys and girls who play a game across Australia have great rugby experiences. We hope Israel comes with the same attitude. Thank you.
Now, there was no statement from Israel Folau on the way to court today. He did meet with some supporters and prayed in a circle before heading into court for mediation. Of course, earlier this year, Rugby Australia terminated his multi-million-dollar contract after a series of inflammatory posts on social media, notably an Instagram post where he said that hell awaits homosexuals in Australia. Rugby Australia found that this was in breach of the code of conduct. Folau refused to apologise, and so he was terminated as a player. This decision has been disputed by Folau. There's been 3 failed attempts to negotiate a conclusion, most recently in the Fair Work Commission, so now it's moved to the federal court. Folau has also upped his statement of claim from $10 million to $14 million, claiming he could have been captain and that meant future lost earnings. He's also seeking to be reinstated as a player. Now, both parties, Rugby Australia as well as Israel Folau, are hoping to reach a conclusion at mediation today without the need for a judge ruling on the case. If today fails, however, it will go to trial in February next year.
Pat, thanks. We'll talk to you soon.